Hey guys, welcome to tonight's Big Brother 21 chat.
It's episode 36.
This episode made me want to like Holly.
I literally just threw up in my mouth.
It was frustrating to watch.
Literally.
But anyway.
Last time, sweet baby Tommy was ripped from the house. And they withheld the best drama of the season.
Because it was a lot.
Wait for days.
It was a lot. They could not have squeezed that in on Thursday. They didn't have time to edit it. No. But luckily, this week's HOH competition lasted less than 10 minutes. So, this was a great time to have all that filler.
They left the HOH competition in progress.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot believe how short it was.
Yeah.
I think they were probably like, you freaks better hang on because this is supposed to be an epic competition and we got to fill up some show next week. So
yeah. I believe on the feeds when they were talking about the competition, they mentioned that when the show went to commercial, they stopped
the revolutions?
The rotating, yeah, of the competition. They just had to hang there for a few minutes because they didn't want everybody to like get wrecked so early on. Isn't that crazy?
That is so freaking sad.
Yeah, well anyway.
Let's talk about the receipts.
Okay.
Number 1, Tommy's upset.
Yeah, because he's finding out that Jackson is saying he's playing both sides and that Tommy is trying to work with Jackson and that he wants to vote out Cliff next week. And Tommy's like, I never said that.
Nicole wants to get to the bottom of this.
House meeting.
House meeting today.
Yeah.
All right, so they're all sitting around, what was it, in like the bathroom, the dining room? They were sitting in multiple locations.
This one started in the kitchen dining area.
Okay. Jackson made up a whole lot of BS.
It wasn't Tommy. A whole lot though. It was a very...
It's the same thing over and over?
It was the same thing over and over because he was repeating back what he heard Tommy telling Nicole and Cliff, but he was twisting it to make it seem like Tommy wanted to work with Jackson. Mm-hmm. But other than that, he didn't really have too much to say. So he kept repeating the same thing over and over again. And then
he was very forceful.
Yeah, Tommy would refute it. And he's like, you're lying. Yeah. No. And then Jackson would be like, own it. Own it.
Nicole knew something was up. Mm-hmm. Tommy had a major freak out. He needed major freak out control. If I was in the house and I had witnessed Tommy breaking down the way that he did, I would have been like, there's no way he could be lying. There's no way he could be faking that. Apparently, these people don't know how to read people. Well,
Nicole noticed that Jackson's anger here did not match the anger that she's seen from him the rest of the season. And I would agree. Mm-hmm. This was like his fake angry.
Right.
His real angry is like, ugh. Yeah. This one was just like, ah, because it was frustrating because we knew that he was lying.
Right.
But this was not typical Jackson anger.
He also threw in the own it Brett quote from last season.
So Nicole was like, oh, so this is fake.
Yeah.
And I feel like Cliff knew that too, but he was denying it because he feels it's better for his game to have Jackson and Holly in the house still. Because he's like, oh, if Tommy stays, Tommy is always going to pick Nicole over me. So
I love the way that Holly is like mentally distancing herself from Jackson. Like, oh, he's just trying to save me. Oh, stop, please. No, don't oh.
Yeah, just sitting there, nothing to say during this whole thing.
Ridiculous.
Letting Jackson do all the work.
Yep. Reminds me of something else.
Ah! Okay.
All right. Nicole said, wait a minute. Everyone's playing every side.
Yeah, because Jackson was like, oh, Tommy, you were telling us that you wanted Cliff and Nicole out. You were telling Cliff and Nicole that you wanted me out. Hello, everyone was doing that last week. Everyone was doing the exact same thing.
So Jackson's laying out that Tommy has perfect jury management. If he were to take Jackson to the final 2, he would be a guaranteed win. Tommy would be a guaranteed win. And I have to agree. And Tommy said, there's no effing way I would take you to the final 2. I'd rather lose than take you to the final 2.
Yeah, Tommy did not want any part of Jackson still being in the house. No. Tommy was absolutely telling the truth. He wanted Jackson out. He made that very clear. But now this whole lie by Jackson is putting a wrench in the works.
Nicole is really starting to believe Tommy. That he's telling the truth, and she is leaning towards keeping Tommy. But Cliff freaking Hogthorpe has such a boner for Jackson.
Cliff, I don't get it.
It's ridiculous.
I just don't get it.
You played an okay game up until this point.
I mean, he made some mistakes.
I said
but,
okay. I didn't say great.
He was at a point where he still could have made it work. He still could have made it to the end. But he really, really blew it last week.
Boner. All right, so this also reminds me of like grammar school. Whoever yells the loudest is like the one that's perceived to be right.
Which is crazy because, I mean, sometimes it's like, okay, doth protest too much, you know? Sometimes too much yelling, that person is like...
crazy.
Yeah, they're obviously lying.
Right.
But then it seemed like here they wanted more emotion, more yelling. So more came out.
All right. This is the funniest part of the episode where Jackson said that he would take Cliff over Holly. Cliff, what the are you thinking?
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Are you kidding
Where are
me?
you?
I was down here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Why would he take you over Holly? The one he lays with.
Or Sans. I'm sorry, the freaking stool! This stool is gonna be remembered this season more than some of the house guests.
They're gonna have
That's
to
sad.
put that stool down.
Oh!
Right. Jackson also lays a guilt trip on Cliff. Don't go back on your word. We were here for you all. We didn't waver for you all. Never.
Are you saying y'all?
Y'all.
Okay.
And Nicole's like, oh, we're here by the grace of God. And Holly goes, you're here by the grace of Holly and Jackson.
Oh my God. I just threw up all my organs.
Yeah.
That was so gross. Ew.
Yeah.
So Nicole, I love that Nicole just clapped back and she was like, and you guys are here because I won in the double eviction. So it's not like it's just one-sided here because Nicole and Cliff have done their fair share as well.
And Jackson yells out, we have never gone against y'all, but you voted Cliff out on the first day.
Okay, wait. He banished Cliff.
Right.
They all, except for Nicole,
Right.
voted him out.
Mm-hmm.
What? Yeah. So you're not completely innocent here. And I have to say, again, I respect the move that Jackson's making here with the lying and everything. It's just so frustrating to watch because I'm not rooting for him. Mm-hmm. But I do respect the move. I think he's pulling it off.
Yeah.
He's pulling it off.
It's sickening, but...
yeah, but I respect it.
All right, so then Holly shows up and begs Cliff and Nicole.
I'll do anything.
I'll throw the HOH, I swear.
Well, here's the thing. Cliff was like, would you be willing to throw the HOH? And she's like, yeah. But, oh my God, all week, I'm going to tell you guys, all week, Holly has been like, Nicole backed me into a corner and bullied me and told me I had to throw the HOH. Didn't look like that, but okay.
Delusional.
Mm-hmm.
Much? Alright, so...
Jackson is also making deals and saying, I didn't want to say this on national TV, but like, I would go to the final 3 with you guys over Holly. No effing way! Are you kidding me? Why would anybody believe that when he's making such a big stink to keep Holly here? If he was so cool with her going...
He would have cut her loose last week.
This week, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Alright, so Cliff has such a bone for Jackson. He goes to Nicole and says, I've got to deal with him. I think this is the best thing for us.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Nicole didn't want to do it.
Nicole at that point, I think, was just so confused and like frazzled and everything that she was just like, alright, I'm just going to trust what you want to do and let's just do it and
bad move.
Yeah, I really wish Nicole would have fought harder in those last few minutes to keep Tommy, but there probably would have been no convincing Cliff. Because he knew what he wanted to do, and he was just going along with Nicole for
He was
the whole
thinking
week.
with his little hog. All right. So it's time for the... Oh, they voted Tommy out, by the way. It's time for the HOH comp.
Okay. Let's continue to make this seem like it was longer than it actually
Okay.
was.
Cliff actually lasted for 2-ish seconds.
He was down at, I think it was like around 7:01.
Is that including
Big
the
Brother
time
time.
that they
Yeah.
stopped the ride? For the
Yeah.
older folks? Yeah. So he fell off, and it's Holly versus Nicole.
Well, before Cliff even fell off, Jackson was like, Holly, are you going to jump down?
You
Are
might
gonna jump down?"
accidentally win this.
Well, and this is pretty effed up, too, because Jackson wants Holly to throw it. Because if Holly wins HOH and is safe,
They're
then
going to
he's like,
gun hard for the veto.
he's like, oh shit, I don't have that buffer anymore.
No.
Cliff and Nicole are both going to be after me. If Holly is also available to evict, it'll still be kind of split here.
Right.
Ooh, that's some sick shit.
Right?
Yeah, so he's telling her, like, why aren't you jumping yet? Why aren't you jumping down? And she's just like, I don't know. She really wanted to play this thing, and it was a huge blow to her pride
Yeah.
to jump down.
She didn't think it was fair gameplay.
Nobody said you had to jump down. I guess you're a master. Jackson told you that you had to.
Yeah.
So I guess then of Jackson jumped down and Nicole won
Yeah.
the HOH.
By default. Okay, so
That means Nicole's going in the final 3. At
Yeah.
least we have that, right? At least out of this turd of a thing, we have that.
it was ill-gotten goods, though.
Whatever. I still think that it was a huge thing for Nicole because she was part of convincing Holly to
I guess.
throw that. So if you can convince someone to throw the HOH this late in the game,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Cliff tells Mickey he'd take him to the final 3. Would you do the same for me? Yes.
Cliff has even taken it as far as saying, like, oh, I'd love to see us in the final 2 together. He didn't technically promise to go to the final 2 with Jackson,
Right.
but he wants Jackson to make that promise to him.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Holly and Jackson are laying around on the dirty bathroom sofa, and Jackson is crying. He's crying because he hurt sweet Tommy. He didn't want to have to do it.
So he's going to blame all his shit on Cliff and Nicole not sticking to the original Final 4 deal. If you're going to do all this dirty stuff, just own it.
He's blaming Holly, too. He's like, I did this for you. I had to keep you safe. It's your fault I hurt Tommy.
It's never his fault.
No.
Of course.
Where's Mama? I need a hug from Mama. And Holly's just like, oh shit, what have I gotten myself
Is she
into?
though? Because I think she's like, oh yeah.
No, she looked like,
I don't know.
it's like in Spamalot, I'm all alone.
Yeah.
He's all alone.
Anyway, Jackson said in the DR, any deal he makes with Cliff and Nicole is bullshit. And he's not going to feel bad about lying to them.
No,
And again, it's all their own fault.
because they went back on the original deal.
We really got like 2 big villains in this episode. Holly, I feel like, is a villain because she's annoying. Sorry, she is. Yeah, but Cliff looked really bad in this episode.
Cliff looked horrible. Okay, Cliff tells Nicole about his deal with Jackson. And Nicole's like, whoa, wait a minute?
Yeah, because
what?
Cliff was like, you know what? If I win the power veto, I promised Jackson I'd take him to the final 3, and I think I'm gonna keep that promise.
And she's like, why are you taking the biggest threat in the house to the final 3?
What are you doing? Literally days before, we were saying that was exactly what we do not want.
And she's like, they've been talking about this final 3 thing. Do they have a final 2?
I'm pretty sure it's because Cliff feels that Jackson would choose him over Nicole to go to the final 2. Yeah, he would. He would choose Cliff over Nicole.
He also thinks he would choose Holly. I mean, he wouldn't choose Holly.
No, but we already know that Nicole is in the final 3.
Yeah.
So if Jackson and Cliff are both there, Cliff doesn't want to go with Holly because he thinks she might pick Nicole.
But Cliff's got to get there first.
I know, but he's counting his chickens.
Oh, they're not hatching. All right, so nominations, which is total bullshit because it doesn't mean a damn thing. Exactly, it's Jackson and Holly, and they're acting like all like, oh my god.
What was it with Holly being like, oh, I can't believe she nominated me when I gave her the HOH? You did not give her oh my god, there is no certainty that you would have won this competition. You're complaining every 5 seconds about how sick you are and all your aches and pains. You could have just friggin' slipped, who knows?
Yo, buzzard.
It's not a guarantee, so stop.
Yeah.
And she's so mad at Nicole for, like, forcing her to throw this. Jackson was the one that was like, are you gonna throw this shit or what?
Yeah.
Maybe you should be looking at your man.
Would you like to see these two square off in a Thunderdome?
No. No thanks.
Who would win?
How did you feel about Jackson's crying? Did you feel bad for him?
No.
Me neither.
No.
Okay.
All right. That's where we're at.
Okay.
Next episode's veto and a luxury competition. It's gonna suck.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see.
Thanks for watching, though.
Let us know what you think in the comments about all this.
Watch the puppet show. It's so good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun this week.
We pulled it out of magic. It wasn't gonna happen the way we thought it happened, but it turned into something else. So I hope you give it a shot and let us know if you like it or not. And we'll see you next time. Till then, much love.